Right, okay guys, welcome to a sort of top 5 thing, and this is basically arcade games that I think would not be half the game if it wasn't for having music. Now I'm not, if you watch my channel you'll know my favourite type of game is an arcade game. You know, I just love them. I love them way more than all the sort of modern games, and generally I'm not really a fan of music in arcade games, because an arcade game, you need to have your wits about you. You need to listen out for sound effects. So having music in arcade games isn't normally a good thing. But these, in fact, I'm going to have, it's a top 6 actually. These are arcade games that I think would not be anywhere near as good if it didn't have absolutely cracking soundtracks. And the first one, as you can see, is Commando. So I'm just going to have one quick shot of Commando. Let's get going. The obvious one for me being a C64 man was the Commodore 64, but I just want to keep this purely arcade games. But yeah, the music in this game, it just kind of pushes you on, it drives you on in the game, and I just don't think the game would be a patch on what it is without the music. Now this is just my personal sort of, you know, top 6. There are probably plenty other games. God, I'm bad at this game. You can take a grenade. I didn't even kill him. And if I can get through that wee section. Right, I'm going to go in again because that was rubbish. But yeah, I love the music to this. It's not even just what has the best music. It's, you know, a game that just wouldn't be half as good if it was played in silence. Bloody hell, honestly, I'm either getting, I don't know, I'm definitely getting worse at games. Yeah, and the music changes depending on what you're doing as well. Just absolutely brilliant game. And it would not be as good were it not for the music. So anyway, that is Commando. That is my 6th favourite game with amazing music. Let's move on. Right, in 5th place is Terra Cresta. Now, this is one of my favourite shoot 'em ups, and ordinarily I would never want music within a million miles of a shoot 'em up, but this music is just such an important part of this game. It really drives you on. I make no apologies about these videos being quite self-indulgent. I mean, it is my channel after all, so it's always, I'm going to feature games that I enjoy. It's not to say that there aren't better games out there. I need to stop talking, because when I talk I am quite frankly pants, and I'm actually not bad at this game normally, but it has been a wee while since I played it, and I wouldn't normally recommend playing these games with Xbox 360 controllers, the analog stick. I'll just be quiet, and I'll concentrate and let you enjoy the music as well. You get. Yeah, even the sort of that little tune at the end, it just sort of basically tells you you've got 1 life left, so you really need to make the best of it. Sometimes I don't want to actually shoot because I want to hear the music. That's the only downside to music and shoot 'em up sometimes. But yeah, again, I couldn't imagine playing this game without the music. Right, anyway, listen, I'm going to move on to the next one. So that is the mighty Terra Cresta. Right, in 4th place, my favourite arcade game with stonking sound. Again, an arcade game that just would not be anywhere near as good without music as Space Harrier.
Welcome to the fantasy zone. Get ready.
Yeah, the music just added to the overall experience of playing this game. I mean, it sounds, the theme tune really doesn't sound relevant to what you're actually doing here. You know, it sounds like some sort of, I don't know, Saturday or sort of mid-afternoon programming TV and BBC Two or something. Some kind of chat show, not a 3D blaster, but it will always be Space Harrier. Says the thumping tune just helps to push you on.
Get ready.
And again, the music changes depending on what you're actually doing. I think the secret of a good track to a video game is that the music's got to be enjoyable. You know, if it gets in your nerves, and there's some games, we've all played games, especially 8-bit games, where the music's just terrible, and the first thing you want to do is reach for the volume control or the option to turn it off. Which unfortunately in a lot of 8-bit games wasn't really an option. You were stuck. Excuse me, you were stuck with it. I really should not eat before I make videos. So anyway, that is my 4th place favourite arcade game with a stonking soundtrack that just wouldn't be the same without it. That is the mighty Space Harrier. Right, the second shoot 'em up to make this list in 3rd place is Gyruss. Let's get going. And again, this music really should not work. I mean, it's a... what's it called again? Not the 1912 Overture. I can't even remember the name of it, it's terrible. Yeah, I mean, it's a classical piece of classical music, and it really does not belong in a 1980s shoot 'em up. But Gyruss just would not be Gyruss without this tune. I first got to play this game in the C64, and the music was a massive part of it then, and you know, the arcade game is just as much. you couldn't have really picked a better track, I don't think. I mean, you've got some nice kind of sort of synth kind of drums going on there as well, but yeah, the pace of the music really ties up well with the pace of the game. And sort of how frenetic it is as well. Frantic? Frenetic? Frenetic's not even a word. Come here, you. That's it. And the music just stops nicely. And then it all kicks off once more. Boom! Yeah, that is my third place favouriteest arcade game with a stonking soundtrack. It just would not be the same if it wasn't for the music. So that is a mighty Gyruss. Right, can I say I was debating with myself over and over and over again what would be number one and what would be number two. This game, OutRun, it was going to be number one, and then I was kind of fighting with myself, no, it's got to be this game. So I have plumped for OutRun in number two.
Get ready.
And it's going to be Splash Wave. Everyone is a classic tune, but again, OutRun is one of these games, it just simply would not be half the game were it not for the absolutely amazing soundtracks. I mean, this game had such an impact on me, or not even so much the game, the music had such an impact on me that back in, when it'd be, I don't know, 1986, 1987, computer and video games actually gave away a tape with the music to this game and also 720. And that tape was in my car for quite a long time. Me and my mates used to go into Edinburgh, used to drive a car with the window wound down, sunglasses on, thinking we were in OutRun. Such an iconic tune, just amazing. I think Magical Sound Shower is one of the best though. I mean, everybody's got their own favourites, but everyone's an absolute classic. And again, you take away the music in this game, and I think you would have half the game. It just added to the whole ambience of the game. Here you are driving a Ferrari in some, sun-kissed kind of paradise island with your little blonde girlfriend sitting beside you. It's no wonder, this game was so popular. So that is my second place favouriteest video game that had the most stonking soundtrack. That wouldn't have been a patch were it not for that soundtrack. So let's see what my number one favourite one is. Right, okay, in first position, it could only be one game as far as I was concerned. It is the mighty Rolling Thunder by Namco. Let's get the game underway. Yeah, it was the music. When I first heard the music to this game, it pulled me in. It wasn't the graphics. I remember actually seeing the game thinking, it looks a bit rubbish, but you know what, the music just really dragged me in, and you know, it's a game I'll always love. I'm absolutely pants at the moment. Let's just try and concentrate and playing the game for a wee bit. But yeah, just the atmosphere of the game with the sort of drum roll, again, it just pushes you on. You know, you really feel like you're sort of in some sort of classic B movie, spy thriller, James Bond. And I was really super excited when I heard that this game was going to get a release on the home computers. Now I had an Atari ST at that point. I thought, I'm going to get a phenomenal version of this game, and it turned out to be pretty bloody awful. And the biggest disappointment for me wasn't the graphics, the gameplay. It was the complete lack of music. The music was just rubbish. Listen to that track. And I firmly believe were you to take the music out of this game, it just wouldn't have the same appeal. Yeah, it would have the same gameplay and whatnot, but the music adds so much to this game. Yeah, that is it guys, that is the incredible Rolling Thunder. Hope you enjoyed watching this video guys. Let me know any other games that you think are deserved of a place. And like I said, it's not so much of a great soundtrack, it's the music really adds to the game, and it wouldn't be half the game were it not for the music. So anyway guys, as usual, thank you very much for watching.